If you subscribe to this channel for ENA theories sometime in April, you've probably noticed that I haven't posted a single ENA video in over a month. This was not due to lack of ideas or lack of interest in ENA, but rather out of fear. And also because I needed some space after the breakup. Yes, I was a self-shipper, it was nice while it lasted. You see, I have a theory that I feel very strongly about. It defines the way I see ENA as a whole, and it's even one of the reasons our 4-year relationship ended. However, I cannot tell whether it makes me a genius or absolutely insane, for not a single person I've shared it with has agreed with me. As the days went by, I felt guilty. I had gained hundreds of subscribers from my recent ENA videos, but I wasn't providing them the content they had come for. Despite that, I still couldn't bring myself to share this groundbreaking theory. Until now. Enter Bredders. At first, he only contributed to my fear, with his multiple ENA's video garnering nearly 200,000 views at the time of me recording this. However, his most recent ENA theory video, which I've been playing as background footage, both directly mentioned me and accidentally suggested a theory that I came up with in 2023.
They could be alternate versions of ENA herself, maybe past selves or scrap timelines. Their silence could represent the lives ENA didn't lead, or futures where she didn't achieve her goal. This theory becomes even harder to ignore when you consider Dream BBQ's ending, where ENA reveals she was a mannequin after failing to escape. If that isn't enough to convince you, when the player dies in-game, a mannequin's broken remains are left behind at the same spot. I mean, even the original ENA from the web series glitches into a mannequin-like form at one point. All of these details point toward a deeper truth, that ENA and the mannequins might not just be connected, they are also the same.
Although in the video we see ENA successfully completes her mission, it likely took many trials for her to get a perfect run. You see, ENA also has the ability to die and respawn. It is unclear just how many times this has taken place, but clearly it has happened before, and she seems to be aware of this. Every time ENA dies, her dead body is somewhat left behind in the form of a mannequin. This is why we see dead mannequins in the landscape of Hourglass Meadow, as well as why we see dead ENAs momentarily glitching into mannequins in the Holy Code.
And that gave me the confidence boost I needed to finally present to you all the Hivemind theory. Oh boy, this theory is, dare I say, infamous at this point. I've had complete strangers tell me they don't think ENA is a Hivemind, and all I've done is scatter some YouTube comments around. But please, hear me out on this. What is the Hivemind theory? Before Dream BBQ, I thought the mannequins were ENA's dead bodies and nothing more. However, when I played Dream BBQ, one scene immediately stood out to me.
One person can be in two places at once. Although, the magician does not have to be in two places at once. He can be in one place at one time. Because he would be lost in the other person's mind. I'm glad we understand each other, Anna. You are here because you want to be. I can see it in your eyes.
At once, the gears in my head started turning. Why did ENA understand this so readily? And then there was the quote-unquote other ENA in the cave, and it all fell into place. To put it simply, ENA is a hive mind who can inhabit multiple bodies at once. She may appear as a species to other entities and viewers because they don't know that all of these bodies share one mind. Quick side note, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but ENA is one in Greek. Anyway, mannequins are a key part of the hive mind. They are bodies that ENA is currently not inhabiting, whether due to death or just not being needed at the moment. That is why the living mannequins are mostly idle. they are basically on autopilot. Still think the Hivemind theory is a stretch? Well, I'd like to see you come up with an explanation for this line.
Ugh. It's not enough for this many bodies.
Now, you may be thinking, Rowan, there are so many mannequins, they can't possibly all be ENA. Well, you're right. In ENA's world, death seems to be just a minor inconvenience, at least to some entities such as the witches. And we already know that the shaman can also be in multiple bodies at once. It is likely that ENA is far from the only hive mind in this world. That being said, there is still a lot of negative stigma surrounding hive minds. Hive mind is a sin. A few years ago, I presented an ENA theory in which I suggested the following. She was a sinner, and boy did that age like fine wine. However, in that video, I also said this. Like, it's not really known what she did, and little did I know that the answer lied in my clickbait thumbnail. There are two possible explanations as to why being a hive mind makes ENA a sinner. The one I see discussed frequently is the body snatcher theory. Since it is already pretty well known, I won't delve into it, but I'll link a video on it below. Bretters also discusses it in his most recent video, which is also linked below. The other possible reason is that ENA is cheating death. She has canonically died numerous times, yet it seems to be, as I said before, just a minor inconvenience. Maybe this is not normal for this world after all, and those who do cheat death are looked down upon immensely. Either explanation ties back to Toski Maiden's iconic line.
Rude entities like you get punished for the sins of others.
In this case, others refers to ENA's other bodies. Common concerns. As mentioned before, this theory has received quite a bit of negative feedback. However, none of it has deterred me, and as a matter of fact, some people accidentally presented me with evidence. Let's start with Shepard's "another ENA troublemaker" or anything else along those lines. Those quotes actually align with my theory. It is quite possible that, like in this fandom, only certain entities are aware of the hive mind phenomenon, while the rest remain completely unaware and assume that ENA is a species. Characters like Shepard and Ulysses, who may go millennia at a time without interacting with others, may rarely, if ever, encounter hive minds, and it is highly unlikely that they had even heard of the infamous ENA prior to Temptation Stairway. Another response I get a lot: what happened to Mooney? If ENA is ENA, why is Mooney never mentioned? We already have an answer to this. When making a wish to Theodora, one of the options is punish the moon, suggesting that ENA and Mooney had a falling out sometime between the show and the game. While I haven't seen this brought up directly, I know some of you are probably wondering, if the original ENA is also a sinner, how was she able to have her wish granted by Runas? Easy.
Whoever reaches the top of the Great Runas and makes their wish first has to pay the debts of the loser.
Mooney played herself. Well, that or Runas was actually punishing ENA, which I discussed in this poorly aged power of potluck theory that I'll link below because it still has some good points. And last, but certainly not least, but the ENA from the show and the ENA from the game are so different. They can't possibly be the same character, right? Wrong. I think the original ENA evolved into Barbecue ENA. But that is a topic for another video. Stay tuned.